Yeah, absolutely. There's an asset liability mismatch. The funding is short term, the asset is long term. So there's definitely an asset liability mismatch. It's the nature of the product, and that risk is reflected in the pricing. The goal was to get the short term funding that we could get all our sites, the 10 locations, then transition to longer term instruments through equity raise and through medium term notes. We were on that journey until we encountered the regulator. No brand can sustain what we have gone through, where every 3 to 6 months, the regulator unleashes something in the public domain. I actually think it is more than just this product. There is, in my view, what I would call competitive dynamics. 99% of the funding markets are controlled by the banking sector. Until recently, even the chairman of CMA was a banker. This institution is more um, this institution is more friendly to banking markets financing than capital markets financing. So while the strategy itself has what I would call an inherent flow, so to speak, short-term funding for long-term assets, that is not the only thing that has brought us here. That short-term funding for long-term assets was challenged terribly by COVID. And if I were to share with you, I think that's the third thing. Let me just write a list. The third thing that I'll share with you, what COVID did to the cash flows of this product, it dropped it by almost, I would say, a half of it. The moment it dropped it by a half, the regulator then became fearful, cover your back kind of approach, and they released a statement into the market September of 2020. That made it even more illiquid. Then from there, almost every 3 months, there's some sort of statement being released in the market. So I would say, yes, there is 50% of our challenges, which is inherently the business model. It's challenged in this market. But so are other real estate funds. I mean, another piece of information I would like to share with you is here are global real estate funds that are writing to their investors and saying, because of COVID, you cannot withdraw. These are global brands. So real estate is going to be challenged in this market. But our biggest challenge in this market is what I would call reputational risk coming from a hostile regulatory environment. And that's why we are not easily bowing out. We are saying, look, Julian is seated there because somebody sacrificed for free press. We have to fight whatever fight is going to take to open up our capital markets. I would actually say that our capital markets still have the mentality of the Kanu era,